Hi Seekers, welcome back to the channel. Back in September 2022, I was invited by ASSAP, which is the Association for Anomalous Phenomena, for their conference, the Seriously Strange Conference in Bath, and I was invited as a guest speaker. My talk was all about why I don't think anywhere is haunted. I think it's everywhere, spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it. And don't talk about haunted buildings. I've always said this. I'm just by an old pub from 1875, and it should be no more active than a local Sainsbury's just down the road, you know. But there you go. But also, we had an opening night dinner down in Bath itself, in a beautiful hotel, and Danny Robins was a guest there that night. And those who watch the UNCANNY Podcast and TV show will know exactly who Danny Robins is. I'm afraid I've never seen it. I need to rectify that. I know my old mate Kieran O'Keefe's in that. But yeah, he gave a little, very small speech and talk about his experiences with the paranormal and his fascination with the paranormal. And I thought I'd just include it here. So enjoy.
Interesting ghosts. I've been quite obsessed with the idea of belief full stop, really, I think it stems from growing up in an entirely belief-free household. I was brought up by a mum who'd been brought up Catholic, renounced and become an atheist, and I had no belief at all in my childhood, apart from when we'd go to my grandparents and I would see pictures of Jesus and books about the Pope, and I was fascinated by the idea I was missing out on something. There was some layer of human existence and experience that I wasn't tapping into. And some people would have found God, and I found ghosts. And I just stayed hooked on ghosts, and I kept trying to find a way to work it into my work. And I spent years writing comedy and writing all sorts, making documentaries. And then, a few years ago, a friend of mine said to me that she had seen a ghost. And I remember looking at her and going like, wow, and thinking like, how would all the people in our friendship group react to this moment? And I knew that there would be people there who would believe her, and people there who would absolutely not believe her, people who would be annoyed by her, people who would kind of question her sanity. And I thought, what about if you put that in the context of a relationship? If you have two people in a relationship, one of whom believes in ghosts, one of whom believes there's a ghost in her house, and one of whom refuses to even, countenance the existence of ghosts. And that was the idea for my play, and that's like streets and smoky train platforms. How does that exist in a world of flat screen TVs and Amazon Alexas and mobile phones, all that sort of thing? And I think it's really interesting that tech is forcing us more and more to be solitary. You know, like when we play computer games, we play them with other people in other houses now. We don't sit on the sofa and play them anymore. You know, like we communicate through social media. Particularly during lockdown, we become more and more solitary. And anecdotally, ghost sightings have really risen during lockdown. I think I would see that solitariness being a real factor here, I think. And again, you can look at it from kind of believer or skeptic points of view, because, is it that we're living in these houses that we didn't actually used to spend much time in? You'd go out of the house, come back at the end of the day, we've been trapped in them, and these kind of places that were familiar take on this kind of slightly sinister, claustrophobic feel. So is it just that we're kind of spooking ourselves? Or is it that in spending time by ourselves, we are making ourselves more attuned? Like that moment where you sort of finally allow yourself silence and you hear the things around you, the birds or whatever that have been blocked out. Is it that we are tuning into these things, and that